What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hope Factor Show. It's been a while. It's been almost 3 months since I've last had a guest. We met here in college. We went apparently to the same high school. Future comedian, MTV member, currently goes to the University of Central Florida, goes by the name of James McNary. So, James,
how you doing?
Welcome.
I know you hyping me up too much.
I know.
Build my ego.
How are you feeling tonight?
Better. I'm looking at you.
Oh my God.
I can't come into a room with you. Just like
Dude, okay, stop. We're gonna.
Yeah,
the tensions was like already before.
This is recording now. And cameras are rolling.
For anybody that doesn't know you, kind of give a background how you've come into the person you are today.
Born and raised New York. The start of high school, I moved to Ponte Vedra, Florida. I now currently attend University of Central Florida, studying actuarial science. I've always loved comedy from a very early age. A lot of big influences and comedians, but also members of my family, like my father, my grandfather. I like to dabble in different types of comedy styles, sarcasm, dry humor, deadpan, kind of things like that. I watch a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows, a lot of stand-up comedy, a lot of comedians. Like, anything that has a laugh, I watch it, just like learn as much as I can, trying to build off of them. I have a love for comedy and movies and writing movie scripts and screenplays, and so yeah.
What part of New York?
Born on Long Island.
Okay.
I lived there in New York for 14, 15 years. And then that's when I attended Nice High School.
Right.
Never met you in high school, though. I think I saw you at like a basketball game once or something.
Yeah.
What a nerd. You had a bad game.
Okay.
0 for 15 from the field.
Yeah,
Sucked
okay.
ass.
All right.
Dude,
That's when we
take this kid's spot. No,
okay,
but
let's relax.
I met you now in college, really.
Your major.
Actuarial science.
What is that? 2, what made you want to decide that? And 3, the main one is you've been doing it for you just finished your freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Round of applause, everybody.
Thank you.
You still continue to do it.
It's the study of statistics, math heavy. I have to take all the statistics classes. I also have to take all the calculuses, trigonometry, analytical geometry, things like that.
Math comes easy to you?
Yeah.
I wish.
I looked up the highest paying jobs that wasn't medical, and that was number 1. I had 5 math classes with a 6th this summer. And from here on out, I'm going to have 2 to 3 math classes every semester.
The one thing that I always struggle with is like
Getting them mixed up.
Yeah. How do you balance that?
Different enough where I can like separate them. Trigonometry, statistics, economics, were all like different enough maths.
Good grammar there.
Yeah, thanks. That's why I'm not an English major. Different maths where I could separate them enough.
Is that what you see yourself like doing?
No. If I went to college, I was going to pick a real major. I don't half-ass things. So I was really going to do it, you know. Plus, there's like a good backup plan.
What are you trying to get at, a couple years from now?
Start doing stand-up comedy, just in general, but I really want to make movies. I want to be on TV, I want people to know my name.
Do you have any experience, anything in high school, video-wise? Do you have any knowledge or experience?
The sports media.
You were?
Yeah, for my freshman year.
Me and James went to the same high school, and there's this video class at our high school. Well, I thought it was either you do sports or you do Wired, the school's new show.
And I chose ROTC.
What made you want to do ROTC?
Discipline reasons,
Get right?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it forced by your parents, or was it just...
It was encouraged, and I wanted to do it too. Before going into high school, I was very like rowdy in middle school. I never like listened to the teachers. I was always like doing stuff.
Yeah, I think you need to go back.
Yeah, I probably should.
Yeah.
That's still a little crazy.
Seriously though.
Yeah. Wanted
to do movies and films and things of that nature. Talk a little bit about Four-Way.
We were sitting at the lunch table one year. We were lifeguards. The 2 of us both worked a lifeguard job. And we had this idea, just at like the spur of a moment at lunch one time, to make a TV show called On Stand, which is about lifeguards, like a comedy show about lifeguards. And it would be like based off of our experience lifeguarding. So this has kind of evolved into a YouTube channel, Four-Way.
Explain the meaning of Four-Way.
There really isn't a meaning of Four-Way. We had names before that never really worked out. We never liked it. We got the Four-Way. And at first, we were just like, we'll just stick with it until we come up with a better name. And now it's like, we love it now.
Take it and run with it.
A few meanings behind it, like a 4-way stop sign, things like that. 4-way, We like it now. And we started making some skits. And our early skits are, looking back now, you're like, wow, we've improved so much. Like better cameras, editing, even like better comedy in our videos, like timing. Gotta like really get in the groove. And we started gaining a lot of subs and got like a decent amount of views and stuff.
What are you at right now?
450, but we haven't released a video in about a year, I think. I mean, we're going to keep it going this summer. But like we did take like a year break. Yeah. But I think, if we didn't stop for that year, we definitely would be, I think about like, a lot bigger right now, I hope. Yeah. Definitely would have had like a bigger channel. And so we do a lot of skits. We did like some pranks in the beginning, but we've kept it to like mainly skits now. Some really good stuff that like we're trying to, like, you know, reinvent the wheel. Stuff that nobody's seen before, stuff that, like, we have come up with and perfected. We were wanting to try and rent out theaters in, like, St. Augustine and Jacksonville and, like, have, like, screenings for our short films. Like, just invite everybody we know, come by, like, $10 a ticket. I just, like, see our short film, you know? And it's going to be a big summer for us. It's going to be big things for 4-Way, you know? For us, it's, you know, it's more of, like, the passion behind it. You know, like, if the videos come out and they, like, don't get, like, an insane amount of views, like, that's fine. As long as we know we did the best that we did and the funniest that we could make it, like, that's a success for us. Because that'll be there forever. Yeah. You know, as long as we keep it up. And as long as we can make this short film, like, the absolute best that we can make it, like, that's amazing for us. Try and submit it to some, like, short film competitions and stuff and festivals, you know. And so 4-Way is going to be big this summer. Tight, you know, we've known each other for, like, 5 years now. So we got, like, a tight connection like that. Just play off each other really well.
Somehow, if you guys don't know, I do YouTube. But, like, I've always been a lone ranger and a lone person and always been just solo. And the hardest thing about, like, working with other people is making sure everything and everybody is on board. Yeah. Like, if people are the hard thing is when you first start out, and the main thing is, like, okay, why would I invest in this, and why would I want to be in the videos, and why would I want to do this with somebody else if we have no supporting cast except, like, ourselves? And that's, like, insanely hard to, like, try and come about, trying to push it out to people and trying to get the ball rolling. So, like, with you and your boy, do you guys play for, like, the long ball, and you guys see 4-Way, or maybe you guys rebrand ever in the future? Like, you guys know that you guys are, like, stuck in it.
Yeah, 4-Way is going to be around forever, as long as we're around. Like, we want there to be, like, a 4-Way production studios one day. And I think we're just sticking with the name now. And, like, you mentioned, like, you know, you're only, like, one person, and we're the two of us, and you're not being, like, fully on board. And, like, that's happened before. We'll be, like, making a video or, like, having an idea, and, like, one of us will just be like, oh, like, I'm not really feeling this one. Like, it's not that good. Right. And, like, the best thing that we found out is just to be honest. Like, if we're, like, writing a skit or doing a skit and we don't think it's, like, really that good or that funny, like, we'll just tell each other. Because, like, why would you put something out that's, like, not the best that we can make it? Yeah. You know? Yeah. And, like, there's been times where, like, the two of us, like, aren't enough. And we'll be like, oh, like, maybe we should, like, call our friends, like, help us out in this video. So a few of our videos have, like, other people in them. But it's always me and Jack, you know? Making every video, edit, like, everything. Right. And writing them. Yeah. And, like, we just play off each other, you know, perfectly with jokes and everything. So it works out well. And this is, you know, big summer coming.
This is
4-Way Films.
So, yeah. 4-Way Films.
Subscribe.
You as a person. We'll go back to the film later. So let's talk about our relationship. It's been a while since I've talked on this podcast, and I've been on here. It feels so good, and, you know, talk with other people. And the goal is to, like, get so many people from different backgrounds, because everybody's life story, like, you can learn something about it. One thing that we relate on is we both live with arthritis.
We both have messed up bodies.
I made a whole video about it on my own channel, but I was diagnosed when I was 13, and I've been living with it for 6 years now, and I have ankylosing spondylitis. So there's these two joints in your low back, in between your low back and your hips, and they're right. There's two of them, one on the left and one on the right, and they're called your SI joints. So in there is where my arthritis is.
Dude, your son's like a dinosaur. You get ankylosaurus. You're like, whatever you just
ankylosing spondylitis. Yeah,
you took that out of a textbook.
No, I've been in, like, 6 years. I've been with so many doctors, and they're just continuously throwing that name. So now, like, I could say that. Yeah. Talk about how the type of arthritis you have, and you know how you live with it.
When I was younger, it really started because I couldn't, like, do things that other kids could do, like, little stuff. Like, in class, they'd be like, oh, sit crisscross applesauce on the floor. Right. And, like, I can't. Like, I still can't to this day. If I'm sitting on the floor and there's nothing, like, behind my back holding me up, I, like, fall over. Yeah, like, still right now. And, like, I have no flexibility. Like, I can't, like, if I bend over, like, my arms aren't going past my knees, basically. Like, I can't, I got no flexibility. Like, I couldn't, like, do things in sports like other kids. Like, if you ever see me run, I run so weird. So I have lateral hip dysplasia, which is more in the hips. You talked yours about is, like, the lower back, right? Yeah. Mine's, like, more in my hips, and that's why it, like, affects me with, like, my running and my, like, sitting down and stuff.
Where is it, like, in your front part, like, by your groin?
Yeah. So it's physically, like, in the front part by the groin, like, on the hip sockets, I guess they're called. So And so they're kind of like misshapen. It's like, yeah, they're like misshapen.
So that's
basically
the source of why.
Yeah.
One, you're not flexible, and two, you can't sit cross applesauce.
Yeah, and like why I have a weird running motion, and why if I stand too long, my hips are like just dead. Right. And also, it doesn't help that I have scoliosis. Yeah. I'm all over the place. Yeah. The top of my spine is where I have scoliosis. It's kind of like bent over like that too. Right. So if I like bend over right now, you'll see that my back is like on a curve too.
There's an extra hump.
Yeah. Back's, hurts all the time.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah.
What did you get diagnosed with first? The scoliosis, or did they both,
the
like,
scoliosis
one cause?
Was first, because like you need to do like checkups like when you're doctors when you're a kid. Right. They always said like, oh, like, they have you bend down, like take your shirt off, and they like look at your spine. Right. And they always said like, oh, your spine's a little curved, or like your back's a little like, arched and stuff. But they didn't like diagnose me for a few years. Because they were always like, oh, like you'll grow out of it. Like you'll hit a growth spurt and it'll straighten out. Like things like that, Okay. Because it was like, at the time, it wasn't like too severe. And then it never went away. And they were like, oh no, it's just scoliosis then. If it didn't go away. Is it like, because I kept growing, getting taller, and it still didn't go away. Like it never straightened out.
Do you think that affected like your height growth? Like stunt your...
Maybe, because it's still there. And I'm 6 foot. And so, like, maybe if it was straight, I'd be, like, 6'1" or 6'2".
At what age did you get diagnosed with scoliosis?
13. Yeah, it was middle school. Because, like, for the few years before that, like I said, they were like, oh, you'll just straighten out. And then you start, like, actually, like, growing, like, throwing the inches on in height. They were like, no, it's just, you just have scoliosis. And it was right after that when I found out they had, like, lateral hip dysplasia. And my dad has
So you think the scoliosis set off you having...
Yeah.
Hip dysplasia?
Probably, yeah. And my dad has that too, and so does, so I think
it's hereditary?
Probably, yeah.
Or in your genes?
Genetics, probably, yeah. Because I got it from my dad.
Living in New York and with your joints and the cold is awful.
Dude, it was so bad.
Luckily, when I got diagnosed, I was here in warm, humid Florida, so, like, living in Florida... When I first got diagnosed, that was like a huge plus because we're like, okay, he can stay loose. And it did help. But, what was it like when you first got diagnosed? What was that like to you? And how did you take it? And then how did if you don't mind talking about how your family took it and like how you guys adapted, trying to figure out how you can, take care of your newfound disease?
It's like really underwhelming because like I was just like, oh. That was it. Like, I didn't really have a reaction when they told me. Because, like, my scoliosis, like, is, like, minor enough to where, like, I didn't need, like, braces or, like, surgery, like, corrective surgery or anything. Okay. Like, I can just kind of, like, live with it. Like, I have, like, back pain, especially if, like, I stand too long or, like, lay down, like, in a wrong way. Like, I went to that festival last week, and I was up for, like, hours. Like, my back was on fire. Right. It was done. Like,
so that's what is on fire.
Someone's like giving me like a bear hug kind of sensation.
So tight.
Yeah, like tight. It's achy. Constantly tight. That's why I can crack my back whenever I want because like it's just always like that. The cold was just like not good on my hips and my back. Like it was rough. Right. And when I came here, like it still hurts. Like it's not that like the weather was adding like too much to it. Yeah. Because it was still bad. I'm supposed to do like all this stuff and. I just never did.
Stretches and PT.
Yeah, stretches and PT. And I did for like a week.
A week?
Yeah. No, it was longer than that. It was an exaggeration.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Because, like I said, like I'm like a minimalist. And like I was just like, I'll just live with it. Like it's fine. Like, yeah. So that's what I do. And my parents and like my family and stuff, like what are they going to do? Like it's not on their body. So, yeah. Like they know about it, obviously. Like they know I have a bad back. And like my dad at the concert was like, oh, how's your back? And I was like, oh, like it hurts. And he was like, oh, But, like, what is he going to do? Right. He's not going to, like, pick me up and carry me around.
Yeah, baby you.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm 19, so at this point, it's just like, oh, it's just my back hurts. It's fine.
I feel you on that, too, because support and, like, words from other people can only do so much for you.
Exactly. Yeah, my sisters don't care.
Moving certain ways, and you're like, oh, I can't move like I used to before. Like, and I move this way, I get a pain and, like, an ache. Like, how is that adapting to that and, like, also, like, handling your mental health too?
Yeah, it was like the physical aspect was like little things too, and like really like little things like get to you. Yeah. And it's almost not like embarrassing, but makes you like self-conscious. Like I can't do sit-ups, dude.
You can't do sit-ups even today.
Yeah, like I can't, because I can't like lay down like that on my back, like on my spine. Right. And like I was in ROTC, we did that every day. I was like do some sit-ups. And I'd always like get myself in the corner where no one was looking. because I do like such an awkward motion. It's like I can't do sit-ups.
Right.
Yeah, and I'd try and make sure like nobody sees. There's like little things like that, you know.
Yeah, when I first got diagnosed, picking up socks.
Yeah, dude,
was hard.
Bending down is
Bending
rough
down.
sometimes, especially in the mornings, like right after I wake up.
Morning stiffness.
My back is so stiff. I can't move for like 10 minutes. I'm like hunched over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like water. And water helps.
Water.
Like in a pool, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pool
Not just like
therapy.
drinking. Yeah, like pool therapy, yeah.
Yeah.
Like water's good.
That's the best.
Feels good, yeah.
When
Water feels good. You mentioned the mental aspect. It was never like too bad. You know, I never, because
I feel like you don't give off that vibe where you wouldn't dwell on that.
I was always very active as a kid and very skinny too. So thank God I wasn't like overweight where it was like really weighing me down and affecting me. You know, I was always very skinny.
The extra weight on your body would make it even worse.
I was always very skinny and very active, and so I think that definitely helped a lot. And I always had a lot of friends. And I like to talk a lot, so take my mind off it.
Because when I posted that video, you were one of the first people that sent me a paragraph like, "Hey man, I don't want to,
Yeah, and you responded like 3 days later. By the way,
well, I'm sorry,
dude. I was like, I sent you that whole thing. You never responded. I was like,
and
well, now I feel like shit. No, so thanks.
No, I felt like shit. I felt awful because it was a very emotional. Like I knew it came from the heart message.
Yeah, it was like a whole thing.
3 days later, hey James. Yeah,
you're like, hey buddy. And I was like, man.
I posted about that video, and then you came to me opening up, and then the next time we saw each other, we were just going down a rabbit hole of like how we deal with this and living with this. Did you open up to anybody besides your family or like any friends about it?
No, I don't really tell people ever. Right. Yeah, like I remember like all the time. Sometimes like I don't even. Sometimes I just like limp out of nowhere. It's like my back and my hips get bad. I start like limping. I remember one time my friend asked me like, "Oh, like why are you limping?" And I was just like, "Oh, like I hurt my ankle." Just like come up with an excuse. Like I don't like tell people.
Yeah.
Like
you cover it up.
Yeah. Like I just don't
put it on the mask.
Yeah. Like I wasn't gonna tell you if you didn't have it.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you didn't make that video and like I didn't know that you had that, like you were never gonna find out.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not going around telling people that, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
and
so
in a way, it's like
So I mean, like thank you for
In a way, like people feel for you, and like people feel bad that you have to like live with your health complications, but also people don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
People are, in their eyes, it's like it's their life and they're the number one superstar.
Yeah,
so
they give you those
self-entitled.
They give you like those half-ass, like, oh, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah,
it's like this crappy like sympathy. Like, I don't need that. That's why I don't tell people. So
when I posted that and talked about it, I did it for anybody, because obviously like my fan base right now is not kids that have and live with arthritis. I was doing it for 5-6 years from now. If I consistently post this, kids that do live with it, it's like, wow, he's doing all this and he's living quality life and he's doing whatever he wants to do, and he still lives with pain. It's like it makes those kids and it impacts them in a way. So like for me now, like for the 2 months after, or like the month after I posted that, it's been really like empty, because like I don't know and I don't see those kids like having those experiences on the other side of the screen, because it's I just don't have the recognition yet. So it's hard, but I know in due time it will come. So that's why I opened up about it. And so like, and I didn't even know this about you. And like, we could have just coexisted in life and not know this about it. And I would have, if there's a point like when I was going to continue to do what I do now without having to explain my arthritis. And cause for like, I kept in for like 6 years. And like, I mean, even before now, anybody that's, it's kind of terrifying. Like anybody that accesses this video or watches this podcast and watches this show knows this information about you, whether they care about you or not. So like opening up, I thank you for opening up.
Like I don't just go around telling people like, oh, I have scoliosis. But hi, I'm James. I have scoliosis. And now whoever, how you doing? It was, and now like whoever watches this video is gonna know.
You open up about it, and it's like a critical, meaningful thing that day to day that you live with, that it's hard when you don't have people constantly throwing support and love at you besides your own family. Because your own family, that's like, we take it for granted, but it's like a guaranteed.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, they're always going to be there for you, you know,
Yeah,
with
so-
everything. So, yeah.
I want to just continue to talk about arthritis because with my type of arthritis, I mean, I play basketball. Even when I lift, or even if I'm doing heavy walking, or if I'm standing for a while, I would be like twice as sore.
Yeah.
Do you get the same way too?
I played flag football, and the next day I felt like I played real football. My back was just done. I was like, I didn't even get touched because it's flag, and I feel like I just got laid out by a D lineman.
But it's just the extra stress that comes with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so
rough, you know?
That's so nice to hear, because like that's like, especially the cool thing that I appreciate about our friendship is like we're both
Just
the same
relate,
age.
you know?
Yeah.
And we're the same age.
And just like, I mean,
fine looking fellas, you know?
Okay, yeah.
I'm just trying to hype you up, man.
Even though we don't have the same type of arthritis, but it's still, we live with pain. And so I hope that we can, you know, whatever we're comfortably with later in life, we could still check in however long we're friends for and say, like, how are you really doing? Yeah. Because that's what matters, because nobody else can, like
I know what you go through, you know, and you know what I go through.
Yeah.
Wake up every day with the same pain.
Yeah.
Like, we know, man.
Yeah.
We're soulmates.
Yeah.
Dude, can you like crack your hips, you know? Like if you like move
all the time.
Yeah, I do that all.
Because every time I go to a rheumatologist, for you guys listening, that's arthritis doctor. Yeah, but promise me, like, you only have one body, dude.
Yeah, but I still
You
wake
gotta
up every
take care
morning.
of it. You can, up here is cool, but if you can't walk, there comes a day where if you can't walk because your body's hurting so bad from your condition, there's only so much that you can do. And if you're not with consistently seeing doctors, then, you know, your purpose of life is like,
Yeah.
shot. So, you know, I know as a friend, but like,
Thank
please
you.
make an
Yeah,
effort to
It's so like motivational, man.
stop.
No,
I'm just looking out for
No,
you,
like
though.
I'm saying that like seriously, like you are like a very like motivational, like your videos too, like
Yeah.
like you have like a gift with that.
I talk as if I were to watch, I want to get something out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Even if people listening right now don't have arthritis, or if they, you know, if they deal with different things, if they deal with depression, or if they deal with, they're on different medications for things, like, to hone in with them means a lot. And it's like, I wish I had that when I was going through it. Yeah. So yeah, you only have one body, dude. Please, just promise me you will take care of it.
Yeah, of course.
And so,
dude, I get like my fingers.
Yeah, me too.
Like, cause I know my.
I used to. I don't know if this was you, but in school, like if you're writing so much,
You gotta drop the pencil. Yeah.
Oh my
gotta
God.
let go, dude. Yeah.
It's not even because,
I feel
like,
you. That's why I like typing better.
Yeah, you have to drop even typing too sometimes.
Yeah, but it's like not as bad as you're like holding something. But
like when I be in school, I have to drop the pen like earlier.
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I
tight.
feel you. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're finishing each other's sentences.
Yeah.
But I used to like write. You know, I'm a righty, and like, dude, I had to like I can get to like a few sentences in like a paragraph. My wrist and like my fingers would just be like dead.
Yep. And even I know with when going back to like school, even in college, or like even when you're just sitting in a chair, especially like hard chairs.
Dude, yeah.
You gotta get up. You gotta stand up.
Gotta stand up, dude.
Amen.
Kills me, bro. Kills me.
It's no different than standing for a while.
Yeah.
And just like, it's such an annoying like balance. You have to like, oh, if I stand for a while, I hurt. If I sit for a while, that hurt. Okay, so what do I do?
Yeah.
What do I do to make me not feel pain? Yeah. And it's just like, it's such a confusing like mental game. At least for me, like I know you cover up like the mental side very well. You're like, oh, I live with pain. Like,
I'm chill,
okay,
yeah.
the storm will come and go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like for me,
I like to think I'm like a chill,
like a sensei.
No, just like a chill guy. You know, like I don't. Not that, you know, like not just this, but like things in general. I don't let things get to me. Like I'm not a petty guy. Like I don't deal with drama. Like
Yep.
I just like go with the flow. Just chill.
Yeah.
Like you know me. You know, like I don't get mad.
Actually, reminder, if you guys don't know, we're part of a content entertainment group called MTB, Meant to Be YouTube group. It's gonna be down in the description. But that MTB video, you remind me of Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
He goes about his days, he gets what he needs to get done, gets like 5 bank shots a game, gets his rebounds, and boom, Hall of Fame.
Thank you, bro.
So, but even like, you know, how Tim handled like his career and like, you know, handled the media, no drama.
Yeah.
Pulls up in jeans and flip flops, going to the MVP award show.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's got to be top 15 all time.
Yeah, like the greatest power forward of all time. Even for our condition too, like just stress is not good. We already deal with enough stress from our condition, our own body. And so like stress from like other people and stuff.
Yeah, plus I'm just like over that. Like I went through high school and all those people, and everyone's got like stupid like reasons to get mad at each other. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like someone asked me recently like what my day is like. I'm just like, dude, I just wake up, eat, go to the gym, and then sleep. Like I have like the simplest like I do nothing, dude. Yeah. Like I'm such a good loser, you know?
Yeah. No, don't say that. Because, no,
you know, like it's
simplicity is good though.
Yeah, like I don't like not that I don't do anything, you know.
You have a simple fine line structure.
Like a regimen, it's just, you know.
Yeah.
I just do it. I just go through it, you know.
Yeah. No, for sure. So, yeah, okay, let's get off the
we've been here a while.
Yeah, the topic of arthritis and pain. So,
let's talk about our love life. Why aren't we dating yet?
I don't know. I mean, I don't roll like that, but, you know, if I would.
Yeah, we made a pact that in 3 years, if we're both single.
We cut our wrist and we, like, locked blades that way.
Go ahead. Tongues and stuff.
What was our agreement?
If in 3 years, if we're both still single and, like, not even close, that we'll just start dating each other.
I wonder how that'd go. I'm
a great lover.
Kind of wishing for that.
Yeah, I'm, like, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm going to, like, purposely, like, stay single now for a while.
Okay. If you're going to do that, then I will too. Why don't we just do it now?
Just do it now.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Come on. Yeah. No, but we got to finish this. Yeah. So after the show, you guys know what we're doing.
Yeah, take a trip across this room.
Yeah.
You're so far away.
I'm still in touch though.
What? No. I'm just kidding.
Film, entertainment, video, movie, point blank period. Who are some of the people that you get inspiration from and like that you aspire to be better than?
Wow, that's a deep one, man.
Yeah.
It's in terms of like
one thing that I've learned from knowing you, I tell you this all the time, is you know a lot about a lot.
Thank you.
So,
I read a lot.
Study,
you know? Yeah. So. In terms of like filmmaking, like Stanley Kubrick, just a genius director, filmmaker. I would say one of the best ever. He's amazing.
So what about his style do you really appreciate?
He's a perfectionist.
That you want to add to your...
He's a perfectionist. Like he will not only like a movie, but...
That's a scary thing in this field.
Yeah.
Though.
Well, that's why he only made a movie like once every 4 or 5 years. It could take him forever. I mean, in the movie The Shining... Yeah. And there were like takes where they would like, we would do the one scene 76 times or some like crazy number like that. Because he would like do it over and over again until he felt like it was like perfect in his mind.
Godly.
Like just an insane amount of takes. And like he has like some of the most like influential like filming styles in movies, like 2001: A Space Odyssey and A Clockwork Orange. There's like unique like filmmaking aspects to it. Like a common thing now in movies is like quick edits and cuts.
Right.
Like if you watch like a Marvel movie, the camera's cutting and like, you know, all the time. Stanley Kubrick movies and those old styles, like he just lets the camera roll. Like there would be scenes that are 2-3 minutes long without the camera cutting. And he just lets it roll. So you really feel immersed in the story, like in the film, you know? Right. Like you're there. And it doesn't feel like rushed or like overly edited. And you get like a better like emotional connection to the story. Okay. And yeah, he's a genius.
So he would you would have the camera, but he would really go into detail about the moving parts on the set and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And he would really let just the camera just sit in the scene, just let the actors go to town. Just like let them do like the best that they can do. And just let the camera just sit there and just take it all in. Right. And he's always like with his like very slow zoom ins. Okay. Yeah. Very good. Very good. And then in terms of like comedy wise, I love Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks,
yeah. He just has like such a unique comedy style. A lot of them are spoofs. They're just like such a unique kind of comedy because it's like a situation in comedy which you like wouldn't expect most of the time. Like Blazing Saddles is a comedy about like the Old West, like cowboys. And like how many other Western cowboy comedies can you name? You know, like there's not a lot, you know? He has such a unique perspective where he can take these genres not known for laughs and make them some of the funniest movies of all time. I mean, I would say the two funniest movies ever is Airplane and Blazing Saddles. And he did Blazing Saddles.
Either being around me or just studying on your own and just writing scripts on your own. How is your approach, like your mental approach, about making a short film and like doing a big, hefty project like that?
Completely different. We went into it last summer with the idea that we could do it, and we were so unprepared. We just thought it would be like making like any other skit video for our YouTube.
Right, just extended.
Yeah, and it was the opposite. I mean, we had to like write like an actual, for the first time, like a real detailed script. We had to like get locations and costumes, and you know, if it was just the two of us, we tried getting like other people in the film and to help out, and then you have the problem like relying on other people, and like they don't care, so they'll just like cancel on us or just be late, and it did not come out at all how it could have, and how we envisioned it. Like, we had such a good idea, and it should have been so much better than what it was. And so now this summer, when we're gonna make another one, like, we know what to expect now and what to do first, and you know, like a lot of like pre-production beforehand before we get to the actual filming and everything, you know. So we were definitely a bit unprepared last go around, but now it's going to be a lot better. We know what we're doing.
In what ways?
Try not to overly rely on like your friends too much, because like I said, they don't care. So if you're gonna get somebody like that isn't me and Jack, make sure they're actually committed to it. You know, and like really like have like a script written out and have the locations and the costumes and anything else that we need like done before we start filming, because we kind of rushed into it last time. Just like, oh, we can just figure it out like day of. That's impossible. I remember one time we were out there for like 4 hours, didn't shoot a single thing yet. It was like we couldn't get the shot down, we just couldn't figure anything out. Like, it was just hours, and we didn't even do anything in the hot sun in the summer. We were filming it like near like a river, because it was the riverbank, right on the river. There's bugs everywhere. We were drenched in sweat.
The hardest thing is sometimes the post-production, and when you're sitting and editing, you're like, okay, what I just had in my mind, how can I literally make it come to life?
Exactly.
And how can I make it like exactly or even better than what I imagined it? And that's sometimes what people, you know, first starting out struggle with, and they get discouraged.
The joke and the skit that we do is funny, but it's the editing and how we edit it and do like that takes it to the next level.
Making sand into glass.
Exactly. Wait, isn't glass just frozen air?
Did you just say glass is frozen air?
It's clear.
It's not air.
I know it's not air. It's glass.
Definitely. You serious?
No.
What advice could you, either if it's not, you know, video making and video editing, or, you know, just, you know, what you're trying to get at, what kind of advice could you give either someone starting out just on anything, either starting out like they're just starting to work out, or, you know, they're starting to really take whatever they're passionate about really serious, and they have zero support, but they know that they can be confident behind it and they can stand by it. So like, what could you tell people listening to this point, like any advice for anybody that is going through that right now in their life?
100%, don't force it. Don't force anything. Don't just like do it to like do it, you know, like let it come naturally. Like, let it just flow. Because if you force it, it's going to feel forced. It's going to look forced, you know?
Yeah, it will show off as like unauthentic, and then if it'll cut off. The burn will only last for so long, and you think when starting out, because like the habits and however you look at it, especially with the don't force it and just be patient look, whatever you're trying to get at, the habits when starting out and how you look at it is what will keep you going and what will make that a lifestyle now.
Like, you just got to let it come to you. Just let it like flow through you, you know? Like whenever you're like, I guess like whenever your like guard is down the most, because that's when you're like, you know, you're not like, you're trying to like I said, now like trying to force anything, and it just like comes to you. It just comes out.
Let me hear your coffee. I know we're getting off track from like the motivation.
Coffee.
Coffee.
I walk my dog some coffee. How you doing?
Water.
Water.
Water. Okay, no, just say regular.
Yeah, water. Yeah. You know the thing when someone's like no bev?
No bev.
Nobody says that.
Yeah.
It's like on TikTok. Everyone's like bacon, egg, and cheese, no bev. Nobody says no bev, bro.
You say bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, and I prefer sausage, egg, and cheese. So screw all.
Yeah, I think we ended on that then.
Why,
sausage, egg, and cheese?
You're a bacon, egg, and cheese kind of guy?
Well, I can't have egg.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Or cheese.
I love how we were just talking deep about, like, you know, helping people change when first starting out on something.
I prefer sausage because bacon is, like, really fatty sometimes. Cut out the fat. That's why I live that chill life, you know? I'm just not forcing stuff. See how it all relates back?
So let's keep it with the food. You're also Italian.
I am Italian.
So talk about, you know, what that brings.
My grandfather lived on a farm in Sicily, came on a boat here. Oh, wow. Yeah, while us Americans were fighting in the Korean War, he was sipping wine on a cruise ship. Lazy at, no, I'm just kidding. But he, came on a boat, like, through New York, you know, Ellis Island and all that. Moved to New York City. Didn't speak any English, really. Just only spoke Italian. Okay. You know, and so my family's still very traditional Italian. Like, if we have dinner, it's everybody in the family sitting down. Like, dinner is very important. We eat very early. You know, 4 or 5 o'clock, especially on Sundays. There's always, like, a side of meat and pasta and then, like, whatever, like a vegetable the night.
Are you cook savvy, too, for all the ladies? If they need a man, you could throw down?
Dude, I can, actually. I can make a lot of different types of sauces. You know, my dad's Irish.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. My mom's last name is Alfano, like her maiden name. So I'm, like, really Italian. Every year we had, like, family picnics. We'd all get together. It's, like, 150 short little Italian people. Yeah. And they're all, like, Italian... like married Italian, except for my mom. My dad's like the only Irish guy there.
So does he stick out like a sore thumb?
Yeah, me and my dad are the only people that are taller than like 5'3".
How tall is your dad?
Like 6 foot. He's like my height, 6'1", I think.
Oh, he's snap.
Yeah, we're the only people that are like that tall. Everyone else.
So like when they bust your chops, they're hitting at your waist.
Yeah, their stomachs are like. You know? That's what I'm saying. They're 5'4" by 5'2". You know.
So you have a family full of Marios.
Yeah, Luigi's. You know. Family picnics. People think like they get together, have a barbecue. They're making hot dogs, hamburgers. My family's showing up making like lasagna at like a fucking state park. You know. Yeah. Throwing like sausage and peppers on the grill.
Oh,
you know.
Man. That's gas. Though.
Yeah. 1,000 degrees out. We're eating like hot red sauce, like sweating our balls off.
Meatballs and
Some wine. Yeah. But yeah, like dinner's like very like we all gotta sit down at the same time. No hats, dinner table.
Really?
No hats, yeah.
So just like the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, they'd murder me if I wore a hat at the dinner table.
Why is that? Why do you?
It's like a respect thing. No hats. You gotta hug and kiss everybody, hello and goodbye. Like I don't know their names. I'm like, hey, how you doing? Nice to see you again. And everyone's named after everybody. You know, there's like 3 Vinnies, a few Louis.
Aren't you a third?
I'm a second.
You're second?
Yeah, second. Yeah, but there's Big Anthony, Little Anthony, Big Louis, Little Louis. You know,
oh yeah.
It's always like
Holy Italian
there's always
names.
like all the I'm not even making that up. There's a few Anthonys and Louis and Vinnies and like those like stereotypical names. And,
I'm from New Jersey.
dude, same corporation, different division.
I mess with you, but you know, not like that though.
Yeah, it's not my fault. You're from the worst state, so
relax. There's a reason why we are above you.
New Jersey's below New York.
Okay.
Great. This is why you lived in Jersey. Geometry.
Geography. That's a double whammy from both of us.
We're so stupid. Like, I can't speak Italian like fluently, but like my whole family, like my grandparents, like my grandpa, he still knows Italian.
Let's get away from family. We talked about film, talked about living with arthritis, dealing with pain. We talked about family background. I always open the floor for you. You run the show. Yeah. Big responsibility here. Ask me any questions.
Dude, why are you so freaking good looking? Like, what do you have in your YouTube and like your videos and like for the future that you can offer that nobody else can? Like, why should people subscribe to you? And like, why do you think like I'm going to be the next big thing? Like, I am going to have like millions of followers, you know? Like, what sets you apart? My stories and moments that I lived through deserve to be watched and deserve to be like experienced. And the hard thing about it is people are having experiences through my videos and people are like watching on the other side I've never known about. Yeah. Like I will never know
like it makes them feel some type of way, whether they talk to me or whether they DM me or they come back to me like, yo, I felt this and I appreciate you for this. Whether I know that or not, like people are feeling some type of way and getting impacted. But I've seen other people on the platform that have nearly no talent. People do it to fake the eye, and people do things and make videos to make them, it's all sunshine, happy rainbows, and everything is great on this side, and make struggle and make difficulty and topics that nobody's either willing to speak on or willing to like open up about. Yeah. I make it comfortable and I make it okay to talk about and like support and still talk about those things, whether it's health complications or whether it's like something going on here or, you know, whatever I'm going through. It makes them feel accepted, family, friendship, bond. And it doesn't take much effort. It just takes confidence. And so I think I provide that very easily.
You're living the journey. And for you right now, there is no destination yet. And so you're using your journey and recording that and putting it out there for other people to relate to. Yeah. And see and be like, oh, if he can get through the journey and his journey, then I can get through mine. Yeah. All right, so that's cool, man. And it's a second question. Sorry,
dude, you're so good at this.
Thank you. Second question is, so is there a goal, like not only with YouTube but anything beyond YouTube? Like, is YouTube the end game, or is there something after YouTube?
I think for a while it's gonna be YouTube, sure. As long as I like what I do and I have freedom with it is what I itch for, and like why, you know, I continue to go. YouTube is just like a safe platform and a safe thing and a way for me to put out and to continue to shove my content down people's throats. I feel like I deserve, like my videos deserve a chance with people. So
down their
like,
throats.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll accept it, but
well, I mean, every time you do. So
easy.
I'm dead. But yeah, like.
Oh, you know.
No, I was just saying like. There's not really any. It's just me, you know, step by step, you know, just continue to push, and you know, who knows where I'll be at in a couple months. Yeah. Like life switches.
Years from now, say I do get in my movies and TV shows, and I call you. I'm like, yo, Tim, you want to be in a movie? What are you gonna say?
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm done. I'll hand it back off to you.
Okay. Thank you. So, do you know what a life mantra is?
Yeah, nobody comes from the future to stop you. How bad of an idea can it really be? People from the future time travel back, like, stop, don't do that. Like, if you do that, you're going to cause World War III. Right. Like, if that doesn't happen, how bad of an idea can it really be to do?
I like that.
I mean, not like...
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like, not like physically someone time travel, but like, how bad can it be? You know? Like, go to that party. Live for the nights you won't remember with the people you won't forget.
Wow. Top 5 out of all my guests that I've had on. That is solid. You're about to pay tickets to go to a concert. You got 3 people you're going to pay. Who is in that lineup for James?
The headlining has to be the Beatles. Like, all 4 original members in their prime. It's got to be. Just because I'm just, you know I'm a Beatles nut. Michael Jackson would be cool. Same thing, like in his prime, like seeing him moonwalk in the middle of like Billie Jean. Oh, yeah. That'd be sick too. And 3 is tough. Because the opening act is tough because there's like a lot of people. Elvis is a good one, but like Prince, I like, or David Bowie. There's a band called T-Rex I'm a huge fan of. You know what? I would go with Prime Ozzy from early 80s with Randy Rhoads as his guitarist. And that was a stacked band he had. See them live, and he's by far the greatest heavy metal guitarist ever. And you know I'm a big heavy metal fan. And that is like every heavy metal fan's dream is to see Randy Rhoads. Because without him, there would be no heavy metal guitarists today. He's the best. That's the opening.
Who's at your dinner table? You get 3 people, dead or alive. Pick their brain for an hour.
Who do you have right now? Just so I can get some inspiration.
Derek Jeter, Tom Hanks, and J. Cole.
Okay. I would meet Teddy Roosevelt.
Okay.
Mark Bolan.
Who's that?
He's a musician from the 70s who invented a genre of music called like glam rock, which went on to inspire like all of 70s and 80s rock, basically. Very eclectic guy, very like my style. I'd like to meet him and know how he single-handedly influenced
the game.
Yeah, hundreds of musicians afterwards and how he came up with that. And then number 3, I'll do Wayne Corbett, a favorite football player.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's like a Jets legend.
Okay.
retired his number. Like, he's awesome.
I always like to see, where, influences and inspirations from
And
other
if I
people.
like honorable mentions to like Jack Nicholson.
Okay. Well, James, thank you for taking the time today.
Dude, thank you. Dude, I was so hyped to get on this. You don't even understand.
Really?
Yeah. This is
I love how
awesome.
you say that at the end.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like I have you on in the beginning. You're like,
Yeah.
let's just get this over with.
Dude, thanks for having, dude. This is hype, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for, opening up, and, I appreciate our friendship
Of course, dude.
and what we have.
Yeah.
Seriously, outside of, the cameras and stuff.
Yeah. No, 100%.
So if you guys want to follow James's journey and connect with James, all of his stuff is going to be down below for you in the description if you guys are watching on YouTube. If you guys are listening on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other platform, if you guys are listening to this point, me and James, we both appreciate you. Anybody that is tuning in that knows James, go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you guys are if you guys are watching on YouTube. And be sure, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to leave a review out of 5 stars on what you guys thought of this episode and this show, on what me and James talked about on this episode. And that's all the support that we need. So we thank you guys for tuning in to this point. This is the Hope Factor Show with James McNary the second.
Sir.
And I thank you guys for 3 months for me not posting. So I'm going to make an effort to come back to this. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Peace out.
Yeah. Dude, that was awesome.